Hello, this is Trevor. In this video, I want to walk through how I solved baby arcs in the Down Under CTF 2022. And here's the description. Not a lot there. You have a file that you can download. I've already downloaded that. Here it is. So just a quick walkthrough of what we have. We can see there's this class definition, baby arcs, and then flag variable is read from the flag, the contents of the flag.txt file. The cipher is then an instance of this baby arcs class with the flag passed in as the first argument, which is key. It asserts that the length of that key is 64 characters. It sets this self.state as the key, but turns it into a list. All right, then we've got the cipher.stream64.hex. So it calls the function stream of the cipher instance and passes in 64. We can see that is here, and then it's going to run through this 64 times, right? And it's going to call self.b. So we'll go up here to self.b, and we see that we take the first character and save that as B1, the second character, save that as B2. We do an XOR and then shift it, and then do some Boolean logic on those, on both B1 and B2. And then we set a variable B, which is equal to these two, the sum of those two, mod 256. Then we set the self.state equal to everything except for the first character. So we chop off the first and have everything left. And then we add the results of this formula to the end. Because this rotates, this goes through 64 times and subtracts the first, adds on to the end. Once this is finished, then the result, which gets printed out, will be these two characters will be the first character of the flag. And I know it's two characters because we're turning it into hex there. So those two will be the result of this operation. Okay, so let's go through how I solved it. All right, so I wrote a script to solve this, so we'll just start with that. Sol.py. And I know I want this here in my script. I'm going to do A and N. We can call it whatever we want. That's probably a terrible name, but I have to, I think I'm contractually obligated to have terrible names. I seem to do it enough. So let's break down how I solved this. What I did was I calculated or started with the letter D because I knew the format of the flag starts with D. And then I used that, calculated what B1 would equal after all of this. And then I looped through all printable or, the ASCII range and ran it through these steps to see what B2 ends up with CB. That's the steps. Let's go through and do this. So I said we want to calculate B1. So we'll do calc B1. And I'm going to copy this here and then just return that. And we know we need to calc B2. And I'm going to do the exact same here. Return there. And then I know I need to feed this answer in 2 characters at a time. So I'm going to split this up into a list of hex, 2 byte characters. I don't know if 2 bytes is right. So I'm going to just define a hex list. And this is going to be, I'm going to do list comprehension. So, and I to I plus 2 for I in range 0, comma, the length of, whoops, I need to capitalize that, and then 2. Let me, ANS. All right, so I'm going to go from start at 0, go to the end, the length of this, and I'm going to step by 2. And then I'm going to create entries for every 2 characters. If I print hex list and Python sol.py, let's write this. You can see that's what I ended up with, right? So a list of every 2 characters in the flag, or the, encoded flag. All right. Now, I told you that I want to start with the letter. So let's not make that a freaking constant. We'll do letter equals D. We'll also define a solution, which will be just an empty string to start out with. And now we need to loop through all of the hex list. So for char in hex list, I want to solution plus equals letter. So I add this letter to the solution. And then I want to figure out what the next letter is. So calc next letter. To do that, I need to give it the current letter, and I need to give it the current position in the hex list. So char. All right, so now we just need to write that formula, or that function. Calc next letter. Letter, so the current and the char, which is, our split up hex list. Okay, I said that what I wanted to do is calculate B1. So we're going to do B1 equals calc B1, but here it needs to be as an integer or a decimal number. So I'm going to do calc B1 ord of letter. Now, what I wanted to do was loop through to figure out which letter for B2 gives us the char value in the end. So I'm going to do for x in range. The ASCII characters are printable, are like 32 to 127. This will include a space. 127, I believe, is a delete. Because Python doesn't include this one, it won't include delete, which is fine. All right. Next, I want to calculate what B2 is using that x. Calc B2 of x. And then I want to do this same formula here, right? So if B, let's do another quote, B1 plus B2 mod 256 equals, and then I want this char but I need it because right now it's in a 2-digit hex like this. I need it to be in decimal, or I need to turn this side to hex, but might as well do it here. So I'm going to do int char comma 16 to convert that. And so if these two are equal, that means I've picked the right x value, which then I can return the char of x. And that'll turn it from a decimal back into the ASCII character. Once we get it returned, we're going to save it here. We'll loop through again, add it to the solution, and we'll build that up until we've gone through it all. Looks good to me. This line is too long, so let me fix that. I'm just going to add a parenthesis there. I'm going to pick a spot here, put a double quote, enter, double quote, add a parenthesis. Once I write this, it'll format it pretty for me. There we go. And then let's run this. And of course, we actually need to print out the solution if we want to see it. Boom. There we go. There's the flag. I don't think that's how it works, actually. Right on. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Goodbye.